now.
Well, one of the top female athletes in World League Wrestling, Katie Syren, makes her way to the ring along with her manager. Is it a manager or a valet? Glamorous J. Janis is his name. And Glamorous J. Janis escorts his charge to the ring for this three-way contest for the WLW Ladies Championship.
Well, I was actually under the impression that this Janis is starting to build up a clientele in WLW, and he's starting out with Katie Syren.
Well, judging by the way I dress, I wouldn't say I have the most style in professional wrestling, but I'm very impressed with at least the fashion sense of Glamorous J. Janis.
Well, he's certainly the prettiest man I've ever seen in WLW.
And Katie Syren, I believe a bit of it's rubbed off on her as well, as she has become the most glamorous female in World League Wrestling.
Our next contestant is from Golden Valley, Minnesota, Miss Natural.
Miss Natural makes her way to the ring, a four-time WLW Ladies Champion, and she was very impressive here in recent weeks on WLW on Ozark TV, picking up the win against Katie Syren, who was at the time the #1 contender for the WLW Ladies Championship.
Matt, you're also talking about a veteran of WLW, a lady that's been around here since very close to the beginning. She knows exactly how to fight. She's been trained with the men, she knows how to fight a man, and she ain't afraid to hit a girl like a man.
Well, Miss Natural, an All-American hockey player in Minnesota, turned professional wrestler, and she has become one of the hardest-hitting ladies professional wrestlers in the industry.
She's got a lot of resemblance of our champion, Derek McQuinn.
Is the reigning WLW Ladies Champion from St. Louis, Missouri, Christy Summers.
And the fans are pumped to see Christy Summers, the reigning WLW Ladies Champion. She makes her way to the ring in this title defense, this three-way match right here on WLW on Ozark TV, Channel 98.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Matt. One of the things I like about Christy Summers is she can take a beating. She does not quit, and it usually pulls the finish out at the very end. I like her. She's always there for #1. She's always there as a champion.
Well, I hate to overuse a cliche, but she's not the biggest dog in the fight, but she's certainly got the most fight in her of just about any dog. Now, don't tell Christy Summers that I made a reference to her making an analogy using a dog as an example, because as you can tell, she's certainly anything but that.
Well, I guarantee if she hears what she's had to say, she's going to do exactly what she's going to do to these ladies tonight.
You're right. And Brandon Schmidt showing off the WLW Ladies title, one of our newest referees here in World League Wrestling, and he's going to check the Ladies Champion.
Now, Matt, if I'm correct, this is a three-way elimination, right? They've got a tag in and tag out?
No, this is not a three-way elimination match. This is a three-way match. So it's every person for themselves. And the strategy for a three-way match is much different than that of a singles match. You have to not only try to pin your opponent, but you have to prevent one of your opponents from pinning another opponent, because the first wrestler to score a pinfall in the bout is declared the winner, and in this case would be declared the WLW Ladies Champion. Early cover by Katie Syren, 1.
That's smart, going for the pin early. Let's get this over with. Let's get a new champion out there.
Well, that's exactly the title match mentality of Katie Syren, and she's going to try to get it any way and every way she can. She's been hot on the trail of Christy Summers for the WLW Ladies title for quite some time now, and she knows that she's going to have to try to do anything she can to get an advantage over Christy Summers.
Matt, another thing too is WLW is one of the very few companies out there that has ladies wrestling. We have a world title for the ladies. We have an outright division for our ladies, and these girls can wrestle.
Yes, they are, and as you see with that spinning head scissors, Christy Summers covered 1, 2. 2 count by referee Brandon Schmidt.
There's mixed feelings for Miss Natural over there. It seems like some of the crowd likes her, some of the crowd doesn't. What do you think about that, Matt?
Well, Miss Natural's she's hasn't always exactly played by the rules. Now, she had a little off from World League Wrestling, and she actually had a little bit of a layoff in professional wrestling. Once her reputation started being established as one of the hardest hitting ladies in professional wrestling, it became more difficult for her to find opponents. Now, just like a boxer, who's known for knocking his opponents out in the first round, knocking him way down the rankings. Miss Natural, and she may have a pin.
Do you want a unique way to raise money for your local community? Harley Race's World League Wrestling is here to help. There is absolutely nothing better than a professional wrestling event bringing the entire community together as one and showing support when it is needed the most. We have been sponsoring fundraising events for many years, and we know that it can bring a lot of winning opportunities for your local charities, school organizations, non-for-profit groups, and whatever else may be in need of assistance. For more information, contact us. Don't wait. Go to www.harleyrace.com, email us, or call us to get information or to schedule a WLW professional wrestling fundraising event in your community right now.
And Katie Syren, the #1 contender, took exception to that. Now, those two squared off here recently on WLW on Ozark TV. And as I said earlier, Miss Natural came out on top. But Katie Syren has her eye on that WLW Ladies title, and she's looking to become a
high
champion.
cross body for the pin. 1.
Now 2 count from Christy Summers. This match has only been going on a couple minutes, but these ladies have already been pounding on each other, and you can certainly tell that they've taken a great toll on each other. Big shot from Christy Summers.
That's the thing, Matt. These ladies ain't afraid to hit each other. We're not messing with it. We're not a tea party here, Matt. We're at professional wrestling, and these girls know exactly how to do it. Oh!
Well, Christy Summers telegraphed that move. 1, 2. And Christy Summers kicked out.
Set expired the match. 5 minutes set expired.
Miss Natural had that move well scouted, and Christy Summers telegraphed that backdrop. That allowed Miss Natural to kick her right in the chest and take advantage.
Well, see, right now it looks like Miss Natural's in complete control, and Katie Summers has definitely need to get out of this slump she's in right now, or she's going to lose this title.
Well, this poses a great question here. Well, we have a cover. 1, 2.
Grabbing the ropes. If anybody doesn't know out there, you can grab those ropes, and it will save you from getting pinned in a pin attempt.
Now, Christy Summers, it poses a really good question right now. And Trevor Murdoch, if you were in a 3-way match, you were defending a heavyweight title.
Yes.
And you've been beaten down like Christy Summers has already in the early goings of this match. Do you tag out and risk one of your opponents pinning the other, or do you try to tough it out?
Well, see, that's a huge dilemma, because right now that's exactly what Christy Summers is asking herself. If she can continue, or does she need to tag out? But when you tag out, you lose out an opportunity to beat an opponent to win that title. So, in my best opinion is to suck it up, stick it out, and see if you can beat Miss Natural.
Now Christy Summers with an Irish whip. Miss Natural, DDT by Miss Natural.
If I was Miss Natural, I'd jump on top of that pin right now.
Well, it looks like Miss Natural's had a little bit taken out of her as well. She can't capitalize on the weakness. Snapmare takes Christy Summers over. Miss Natural goes for a pin. 1, 2.
The thing is, Matt, when you want to drive somebody's head down to the mat like that, you've got to hit that mat just as hard as they are to make sure that it hurts them just as bad as you want to.
Well, there's a lot more surface area on the back to absorb the impact than right on the top of the head, and it's just there's give and take in it. You know, you're going to have to take a little bit of punishment yourself to give that DDT effectively. Christy Summers blocks a suplex inside cradle. 1, 2. Once again, Katie Syren showing an interest in getting in the ring, but didn't quite get in there to break up the pin attempt. Either way, Miss Natural's on top after a big clothesline.
She's smart right now. She's grabbing a body part. She's just wrenching that neck and that head. Right now, I can see Christy Summers starting to black out, blurred vision, trouble breathing. Miss Natural just seems to be wearing down that head and neck.
Well, and you see how Miss Natural isolated that left arm of Christy Summers. Now you take away one of the 4 limbs, she can only be 75% as effective, and she's isolated that arm. So Christy Summers has one less tool to try to pull a reversal out of this, and the fans starting to get behind Christy Summers.
Well, Matt, I don't want to toot my horn, but it looks like my pick's in total control and going to take this home tonight.
Well, I think you might be right about that. Now Christy Summers with the jawbreaker. And Christy Summers going for a cover. 1. Well, back into the ropes. And the effects of this match are really starting to show with Christy Summers. She was unable to pull Miss Natural out away from the ropes. Miss Natural going, swinging fisherman suplex neckbreaker. And a fisherman suplex with a bridge cover. 1, 2. Katie Syren, Brandon Schmidt, the referee's hand was just about to come down for that 3 count when Katie Syren got in there. Now, Schmidt was a little bit out of position. That may have been a 3 count if he would have gotten around to make that count just a little bit sooner.
But I also want to remind you, too, Matt, that means Katie Syren knows the effectiveness of Miss Natural. She knows what she can do in that ring, and she knows how much pain she can inflict. So she wanted to make sure that that pin did not happen.
Well, that was exactly the sequence of moves. That single leg neck breaker followed by a bridging fisherman suplex was exactly what Miss Natural used to pin Katie Syren in their recent bout. Christy Summers goes for a monkey flip. Very wisely, Katie Syren dumps Christy Summers. Natural dump Christy Summers. Katie Syren with an opening. Goes for a suplex.
Picks her up over the shoulder.
Slam. Swinging slam. Katie Syren covers 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we have
Katie Syren.
We have a new champion.
We have a new WLW Ladies Champion, and it is Katie Syren.
Wow, what a crazy twist of events. That's the great thing about a 3-way title match. Anybody can be pinned.
Well, and Christy Summers went for a monkey flip. Katie Syren tagged herself into the ring. Miss Natural threw Christy Summers over the top rope to the floor, and that gave Katie Syren the opening to hit that big move on Miss Natural to become the new WLW Ladies Champion. After nearly a year of being the top contender for the ladies title, it finally goes around the waist of Katie Syren, and Glamorous Jay Janis couldn't be more happy.
Well, the one thing you can add tonight back to Christy Summers is former to Christy Summers as former women's champion.
Well, and it has to sting extra badly for Christy Summers, who was not pinned. She did not get pinned, yet she loses the WLW Ladies title. And that's all the time we have for right now. We have to go to a commercial break.
Jim Trinary Ford in Moscow Mills, Missouri has knowledgeable sales staff and expert service technicians dedicated to delivering the best possible customer service from any Ford dealership in the region. Subscribe to our channel for comprehensive vehicle walkarounds, test drives, and model-specific how-to videos, which will give you a glimpse into the passion we have for these vehicles and the real difference the Jim Trinary experience makes. Stay up to date on the newest technology, features, models, and news from Jim Trinary Ford, where our huge inventory means we'll have the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Our seasoned team of sales and service experts can get you in, out, and on with your day without the pressure you'll feel at the other dealerships. Subscribe to our channel and stop by to see the difference the Jim Trinary experience can make today.
Welcome back to WLW on Ozark TV, Channel 98. Wild Wade Chism and Nick Aldis, straight from London, England, are set to tag up in this main event contest.
Man, I got to be honest with you, this Nick Aldis looks like a fantastic athlete. And I know who he's tagging with, Wild Wade Chism. He's one of the toughest men in WLW. I've tagged with him. I've fought against him. This is going to be a great tag team match tonight.
Well, you don't become a 5-time WLW World Heavyweight Champion by luck. Wild Wade Chism, certainly one of the toughest competitors and also most skilled competitors in WLW. These fans really taken to Nick Aldis right here in his WLW debut, and I believe that this is his first match in the United States.
Yes, he's one of those camp members that came out of World League Wrestling. We had to camp all week. He's one of the very few men that got picked out of that camp to wrestle here in front of all these people here in Eldon, Missouri, and for WLW.
The tag team of David Lester and Manuel Cross.
Now two more participants in the WLW Pro Wrestling Noah camp. The first man, David Lester, and then Daniel Cross, the youngest WLW World Heavyweight Champion in history.
Matt Murphy, I've got to be honest with you. When I look at this David Luster and Daniel Cross, they look like brothers. They've got the same physiques. They got the same look. I'm hoping that their skill in the ring will be just as cohesive as their look.
Well, Daniel Cross certainly isn't going to win any beauty contest, and neither is David Luster, but don't tell either of those men that I said that.
I also want to mention, too, Matt, you've got two former world heavyweight champions in that ring squaring off with each other in this tag match. There's a lot of gold bounced between these two men that are in the ring, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen here tonight.
Well, and I believe this is the first time that they've squared off in tag team competition, even though they've seen each other on opposite sides of the ring many, many times for the WLW World Heavyweight Championship.
Collar and elbow lockup. David Luster takes control.
Kind of surprising to see a man like David Luster starting off with a wrestling hold. He looks more like a ground and pound type of a combatant.
Well, Matt, I want you to remember, it's not about looks, it's about your ability. When that bell rings, I don't care how pretty or how ugly you are. If you can win, that's the most important thing.
No, that's correct. And over here off camera, Johnny Gold is sitting watching, scouting talent, he says. And you were joined by Johnny Gold here a few moments ago, and how did that go, Trevor?
You know, me and Johnny Gold, we have a long past and a lot of history together, but I think we've set our differences aside and realized that WLW is our most important thing right now, and that's exactly where we've left it.
Well, Johnny Gold certainly has a colorful history with many wrestlers, including, and this may be a touchy subject with you, but the current WLW World Heavyweight Champion, Dangerous Derek, who will be teaming with Kenta and Marufuji in six-man competition next week.
I'm certainly no stranger to Dangerous Derek or Johnny Gold, but right now Dangerous Derek seems to be extremely hot. He's got his momentum going his way, and I hope he stays world champion for a long time to come.
Well, you two had an outstanding match in Waterloo, Iowa, Night of Legends. And, Derek came out on the winning end, but after you handed Derek the WLW World Heavyweight title, I believe I heard you say our paths will cross again.
Yes, just like anything else, my home is WLW. This is where I started, and this is where I'll end. And I guarantee you, me and Dangerous Derek will have one more day.
Well, we'll certainly look forward to that. And Nick Aldis with a nice reversal there.
That's the great thing about having so many new talented stars come into WLW. There's so many styles that are out there. There's so many techniques that are out there. And this is all new. This is all different for Daniel Cross. We're going to find out what these four men have tonight in the ring.
Well, Daniel Cross and Wild Wade Chism are no strangers to World League Wrestling fans, and it's really great to see all of these different styles, and it's great for these wrestlers to be exposed to wrestlers from all different walks of life and all different territories, and it gives them more experience, seasons them more, teaching them how to defend against certain types of offense and how to offend against certain types of defenses.
You are absolutely right, Matt, and I've got to say something right here. Daniel Cross asked for Wild Wade Chism to get in the ring with him, and I think he's asked for something he can't handle. Wild Wade Chism's got so much power, so much finesse. It comes out of nowhere. It's actually pretty shocking.
Well, Wild Wade Chism might have the advantage in size and strength, but Daniel Cross is just about as mean as they come.
Well, Daniel Cross has come from a long line of fighters, and he's here in the WLW to make a point. And that point is make sure everybody knows that he's number one.
Well, he's been at the top before, and he let us know here recently that I believe it was last week. Well, we have a cover one count for Wild Wade Chism, but he let me know last week that he didn't care how many people he had to go through. His prize, the prize that he's keeping his eye on, is the WLW World Heavyweight title. Cover 1, 2.
Right now, the only prize he looks like he's looking at is the lights, while Wild Wade Chism rolls him up for a pin attempt and hooks him back in the head for the crossface, drive back to make the tag.
There's a clean tag. Nick Aldis now with an overhand wrist lock. Sort of an unorthodox style from Nick Aldis, but that's, again, one of the great things about having men from 4 different continents at a wrestling camp all in 1 week.
And welcome to the world-famous Race Wrestling Arena.
The baddest mamma jammas.
They are looking at the best.
World League Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
League Wrestling brings to you Night of Champions 4. This Sunday at 11 a.m. on Fox 22.
Line right there.
A nice move by David Luster, holding the leg, keeping that opponent over in their corner.
You see, man, when you're in there as a tag team, you want to make sure you keep your opponent in your corner, your side of the ring. That way you've got complete control over him.
Big scoop slam by Daniel Cross. Hits the ropes. He could be going for another elbow. Oh, he drops a knee right across the cheekbone.
That's what's going to happen. If you get too close to your opponent's corner, he's going to come in. He's going to take a pot cheap shot at you. Oh, look what happens.
And you don't want to trade with Wild Wade Chism blow for blow. That's about the last person in WLW you want to trade shots with.
Smart wrestling by Daniel Cross to bring his opponent into his corner, tagging his partner. That way those two can work together. Oh!
Big chop by David Luster.
Look at him just knocking the wind out of this athlete. That's the thing. This guy looks fantastic, but can he take a shot? It's not all about looks, Matt. It's all about heart and desire.
Well, you're right about that. And Nick Aldis, like we said before, certainly looks tremendous, but he's having his share of problems right now against Daniel Cross and David Luster, and Cross is now on the attack.
Another great thing, too, is I see Wild Wade Chism out there over there trying to cheer his partner on, trying to give him advice, trying to help him through this rough moment as Daniel Cross just lays the wood to Nick Aldis.
Irish whip by Daniel Cross. Misses a clothesline. Aldis hits a crossbody. 1, 2. Well, referee Joe Timlin a little out of position, and Aldis is on the outside of the ring.
These fans really getting behind Nick Aldis.
Cross tries to hold the ropes. 1, 2. Near fall by Nick Aldis. What an upset that would have been to pin a former WLW World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh. But that's why he is a former World Heavyweight Champion. Look at him knock Nick Aldis down like he's nothing. And if he's smart right now, he'll drive him back in the corner while the ref's back's turned and get some double team action working on him.
Well, I think if he wasn't so concerned about angering Wild Wade Chism even further, he would have been able to pull his opponent over to the corner. But his team's still in control.
But I do have to admit, Matt, if he does not focus on the game plan, get the ball together, he will lose this match. But as you can tell, as you can see right now, Daniel Cross has got complete control and has this completely handled.
Well, Daniel Cross has a reverse chin lock on Nick Aldis, and the referee needs to get in there and check. That looks like it may be a choke, but Aldis
driving those elbows in the stomach, trying to fight out of the hold.
And now an Irish whip, drop down by Aldis. And their heads collided. Both men are down. The front of Daniel Cross's head hit the back of Nick Aldis's head. And
right now, if I was David Luster, I'd be asking for that tag. Get me in, Daniel Cross. Tag my partner. Get the fresh guy in there. If not, I think he's going to pay the price.
Well, Daniel Cross makes the tag as he falls out of the ring. Luster charges. Big shot to the ring post. And Wild Wade Chism is in.
Oh, the freight train's fired up. There it is. Clothesline.
David Luster with a spin kick. Cover. 1, 2. Daniel Cross breaks up the 3 count just before the referee's hand came down.
That was a smart move. I've been on the end of that spin kick. It hurts like heck.
Well, we have all 4 men in the ring. Luster with the reversal. Big Spinebuster by David Luster.
It looks like the referee's totally lost control.
1, 2. Wild Wade Chism kicks out. Aldis throws Cross over the top rope.
Looks like the action's going everywhere. We've got guys outside the ring, in the ring. Wild Wade Chism picking him up for the Samoa drop.
He hits it. Cover. 1, 2, 3.
We have a winner.
Wild Wade Chism and Nick Aldis are your winners here in this main event.
Wow, this is fantastic. My goodness, what a contest. This is why I come here, Matt Murphy, for matches like this.
Well, what an exciting hour of programming right here at World League Wrestling on Ozark TV. We saw Joe Hennig and Darren Wade kick off the show with that exciting 10-minute time limit draw.
Not to mention, Matt, you've had a new ladies champion come in and win the belt.
That's right. What an exciting three-way match that was. Katie, Syren, Miss Natural, and the former WLW Ladies Champion, Christy Summers. Superstar Steve looked good against their Greek god, Papadon, and Wild Wade Chism and Nick Aldis are victorious in their bout against Daniel Cross and David Luster. And Trevor Murdoch, WWE World Tag-Team Champion. We certainly appreciate you joining us for World League Wrestling on Ozark TV.